Absolutely. Let's go even deeper and clearer, still using the simplest words and explain everything in detail like you've never learned science before. Imagine I'm telling you a story, teaching step by step, slowly and patiently. Angiosperms, the flowering plants, word by word, line by line, deep but easy. First, what are angiosperms? Angiosperms are plants that have flowers, have fruits, have seeds inside the fruits. The word angiosperm comes from two Greek words. Angi equals covered or enclosed. Sperm equals seed. So angiosperm means covered seed. The seed is inside something. Gymnosperms versus angiosperms. Let's compare. Feature gymnosperms. Angiosperms means a fruit. Flowers. No flowers. Yes, they have flowers. Seeds naked, open, not covered. Inside a fruit covered. Example plants, pine, fir, cycad, rose, mango, apple, rice, etc. Flowers, what are they for? Flowers are like the reproductive organs, baby-making part of angiosperms. Inside the flower, pollen grains equals like plant sperm. They help in making seeds. Ovules, like plant eggs, they become seeds after fertilization. These are protected inside the flower, unlike gymnosperms where they are open. Seeds inside fruits. In angiosperms, after the flower is pollinated, gets pollen, the ovule becomes a seed. The outer part of the flower, like the ovary, becomes a fruit. So the seed is safely inside the fruit. Examples: mango seed is inside the mango fruit. Apple seeds are inside the apple. Orange seeds are inside the orange. In gymnosperms, there's no fruit. The seed is bare and open, like in pine cones. Where do angiosperms grow? Angiosperms are everywhere. In deserts, like cactus. In water, like lotus or water lily. On mountains, like rhododendrons. In forests, sal or teak trees. In gardens, like rose, jasmine. On farms, like rice, wheat, maize. They grow in almost every place on Earth. Angiosperm sizes. From tiny to giant, angiosperms can be very small. Example, wolfia. It's a tiny plant that floats on water, smaller than a grain of rice. It has no roots and you can't even feel it on your finger. Very tall. Example, eucalyptus tree. Grows over 100 meters tall. That's taller than a 30-floor building. Why are angiosperms important? Angiosperms are very useful. They give us 1. Food. Rice, wheat, fruits, vegetables, sugar, spices. Most of the food we eat comes from flowering plants. 2. Fodder. Grass and leaves for cows, goats, and other animals. 3. Fuel. Wood used for fire and making coal. 4. Medicines. Plants like neem, tulsi, aloe vera, and more are used in Ayurveda and modern medicine. 5. Other products. Cotton for clothes, rubber from rubber tree, paper from trees, perfumes from flowers like rose, jasmine. So flowering plants help us live, eat, heal, dress, write, and even build homes. 2 main types of angiosperms. All angiosperms are divided into 2 big groups. 1. Monocodons, also called monocots. Mono, 1 cotyledon's first seed leaf, the baby leaf inside a seed. So, monocots have 1 seed leaf. Features of monocots. Feature explanation examples. Seed leaves 1, rice, maize. Leaf veins, parallel lines, grass, banana. Flower parts in 3Z or multiples of 3, leaf petals. Roots, fibrous roots spread like threads. Grass, wheat. And there are 2 dicotyledons, also called dicots. Di equal 2, cotyledons 2 seed leaves. So, dicots have 2 seed leaves. Features of dicots. Feature explanation. Example. Seed leaves. 2. Mango. Pea. Leaf veins. Net-like pattern. Rose. Sunflower. Flower parts in 4s or 5s or multiples. Pea. Roots. Taproot system. 1 main root. Mango. Bean. Summary, super simple recap. Feature angiosperms have flowers, yes. Seeds are inside fruits, not naked. Grow where? Everywhere. Mountains, deserts. Size tiny, wolfia to very tall. Useful for food, fuel, medicine, clothing, paper, etc. 2 types, monocots, 1 seed leaf, dicots, 2 seed leaves. Would you like me to create a diagram or chart to help you remember all of this better visually? Or explain how a flower becomes a fruit and seed? Let me know how you'd like to continue. Sure. Here's a detailed yet very simple summary of everything you just learned about algae and bryophytes, first two groups in the plant kingdom. This summary explains all the main points, adds helpful examples, and gives extra clarity so anyone with zero background knowledge can understand. Plant kingdom, detailed summary for beginners. The plant kingdom includes all green plants that can make their own food using sunlight, air, and water. These plants are grouped based on how simple or complex their bodies are. Group 1, algae, the simplest plants. Where they live, mostly in water, ponds, lakes, rivers, oceans, also on wet surfaces like walls, tree bark, or snow. Example, green slippery stuff on rocks or in ponds equals algae. Body structure, very simple, no roots, stems, or leaves. Body is just a flat green thing called a thallus. Can be thread-like, sheet-like, or blob-like. Nutrition. Algae are autotrophs. They make their own food using photosynthesis. They have a green chemical called reproduction in algae. Algae can reproduce in three main ways. 1, vegetative reproduction. The plant breaks into pieces. Each piece becomes a new plant, like tearing a sponge into parts, and each part grows again. 2, asexual reproduction. Algae produce tiny structures called spores. Spores grow into new algae. Sexual reproduction. Algae make male and female cells called gametes. These gametes join together called fertilization. 3 types of sexual reproduction. Type, what it means. Isogamy, gametes are same size and shape. Anisogamy, gametes are different sizes. Big egg stays still, small sperm swims to it. Types of algae by color, group name color. Example, Chlorophyceae, green, Spirogyra, Chlamydomonas, Theophyceae, brown, Kelp, Fucus, red, Polysiphonia. Group 2, the first land plants. Where they live? On moist soil, rocks, tree bark, walls. They live on land but need water to reproduce. That's why they're called amphibians of the plant world. Live on land, depend on water. Body structure, small, soft green plants, no true roots, true stems, or true leaves, but they have look-alike parts, held to the surface by tiny hair-like threads called rhizoids, fake roots. 2 main types. Type, description, example, liverworts, flat, ribbon-like body on ground, Marchantia. Mosses, upright tiny plants with tiny leaf-like parts, Funaria. Reproduction in bryophytes. Bryophyte life cycle is a bit more complex. Let's simplify it. Main plant body. The green plant you see is called a gametophyte. It produces gamete sex cells. Antheridia, called male organ, makes sperm. Archegonia, called female organ, makes egg. Fertilization. Sperm swims in water to reach egg. Sperm's egg zygote, a single cell that will grow. Sporophyte. Zygote grows into a new body called a sporophyte. This part makes spores. Spores grow into new gametophytes, green plants. Life cycle in simple words. 1, sperm and egg. 2, sperm swims in water to egg. 3, they form zygote, sporophyte. 5, sporophyte makes spores. 6, spores grow into green plants again. 7, repeat. Final comparison. Algae versus bryophytes. Feature algae, bryophytes. Habitat. Moist places, land but need water to reproduce. Body structure, simple thallus, thallus-like with still leaf-like parts, roots, stems, leaves. Not true ones, fake lookalikes only. Special structures, chlorophyll, spores, gametes, rhizoids, antheridia, archegonia, spores. Reproduction, fragmentation, spores, gametes, spores plus gametes, sperm needs water, game types, isogamy, anisogamy, oogamy, sperm and egg, oogamy only. Examples, Spirogyra, kelp, red algae, Marchantia, liverwort, Funaria, moss. In summary, algae equals water plants. Very simple, no roots or leaves, reproduce by breaking spores or gametes, can be green, brown or red. Bryophytes, small land plants, need water to reproduce, have leaf-like, stem-like and root-like parts. Use male and female organs to make babies. Two types, liverworts and mosses. Would you like a diagram or flowchart of this, or would you like me to explain the next group, pteridophytes, in the same detailed and simple way? Let me know. I'm happy to continue. Sure. Here's a great, deep and detailed summary of the full explanation written in the simplest possible language like you're learning it for the first time. Deep summary. Pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. Let's learn about three major types of plants that grow on Earth. 1. Pteridophytes, the spore-making plants like ferns. These plants grow in cool, shady and wet places like near waterfalls or forests. The main plant you see is called a sporophyte. It has true roots to take in water, stems to hold up the plant, leaves to make food using sunlight. Inside these parts they have vascular tissues. Xylem carries water, phloem carries food. These are like water and food pipes inside the plant. The plant makes spores, tiny dust-like bodies, in special structures called sporangia. The spores fall to the ground and grow into small plants called gametophytes. These gametophytes live in wet places, they need water, make male and female parts. Male Antheridia makes sperm. Female Archegonia makes egg. Water is needed because the sperm must swim to reach the egg. When the sperm and egg join, fertilization, a zygote, baby plant cell, forms. The zygote grows into a new sporophyte, and the cycle starts again. 2. Gymnosperms, the naked seed plants like pine trees. These plants are usually tall trees like pine, fir or cycas. Their seeds are not inside fruits. They are naked, open to the air. Gymnosperm equals naked seed. They don't make spores like ferns. Instead they make microspores, male, megaspores, female. These are made inside cones. Male cones make pollen powder with sperm inside. Female cones, equals, make ovules, contain eggs. The pollen flies in the air and lands on the ovule. It grows a pollen tube and sperm travel inside to reach the egg. The sperm and egg join. Fertilization happens. A zygote is formed. The zygote becomes an embryo and the ovule becomes a seed. The seed is not inside a fruit, so it stays exposed. This is why they are called naked-seeded plants.
3. Angiosperms.
The flowering plants, these are the most common plants in the world. They grow flowers and fruits. Their seeds are inside fruits which protect the baby plant. The flowers have male and female parts. Male makes pollen with sperm inside. Female has ovule with egg inside. Pollen lands on the female part, grows a tube and sends sperm to the egg. After fertilization, the egg becomes a zygote, grows into embryo. Ovule becomes a seed. The ovary becomes a fruit around the seed. They are divided into two types. 1. Monocots, seed one leaf inside like rice, wheat, banana. 2. Dicots, seed has two leaves inside like mango, peach. Comparison of the three types feature pteridophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms. Reproduction, spores, seeds, naked, seeds inside fruit. Main plant type, sporophyte, tree-like sporophyte, flowering plant, needs water to fertilize. Yes, sperm swims. No, pollen tube. Where fertilization happens, on gametophyte, inside ovule, cone, inside ovule flower. Seeds inside fruit, no. Yes, vascular tissue, yes. Final simple understanding, pteridophytes make spores, need water for reproduction. Gymnosperms make naked seeds, do not need water. Make flowers of fruit most advanced. Would you like a visual diagram or a storytelling style version of this too? I can draw it out in simple scenes to help you remember forever.